Thank you for joining us at Beer Fish Fanatics. And this episode is actually brought to you by Whisker Secret Tackle.
So make sure you guys go to whiskersecret.com for all your catfishing gear.
Enjoy the episode, guys. All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of Beer Fish Fanatics. This is Grandy with Ma Pa Fishing, and we have
Hit with the small YouTube channel Fishing Kit.
he had to add that small part. Love that.
Yeah,
I had like 6.5 subscribers. I'm working on number 7.
Yeah, right. So anybody who actually hears that voice, I think it's pretty infamous voice, actually, to tell you the truth. But today we actually
I like Notorious. Notorious.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Notorious voice. I like that.
I'm gonna change the whole landscape a little bit.
So we got Mr. Nick Smith with Informative Fisherman YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what rock you're living under, but you guys got to check out his YouTube channel. It's pretty damn cool. He was gracious enough to give us some time here, through this COVID bullshit to kind of give us opportunity to pick his brain a little bit, learn a little bit about bass fishing, learn a little bit about fishing itself, social media, everything. Everything's on the board, and obviously beer too. So thank you so much, Nick, for joining us.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate you guys having me on.
So always at the beginning, I like to talk about what beer we're drinking today. So today, this is a brand new beer. I have never had this. I saw it at the store. It's from Cigar City Brewing. It's a brewery down there in Tampa, Florida. And the beer I'm drinking, I don't know. I just took it. It's a Maduro brown ale. It's a brown ale. So I like brown ales. During the winter here in central Iowa, we have snow today. So, yeah. So
no, thank you.
What are you drinking, Kit?
I have an Iowa beer from Mister's Brewing Company. It is their Mister's Red IPA. It's look at that sexy can right there, man.
Oh, damn. Looks like that classic mud flap, when you're following that 16-wheeler.
Oh, yeah.
It does. You're right.
And then your girlfriend's trying to talk to you, and you're like, what? Because you were checking out the
mud flaps
of a woman on a mud flap.
Oh man.
All right, Nick, what do you got? What are you drinking over there?
Look, I'm not as fancy as these guys. I'm drinking a Modelo Chelada.
Nice.
I gotta have some tomato juice and some spice in my beer.
Love it.
These guys, their facial hair game's a little bit stronger than mine, probably. So
yeah,
mine's a little patchy.
I think
You ever notice how when someone mentions an ale, like there's generally facial hair associated to the whole conversation? I don't know what that is. It seems to be a high percentage of the time.
Must be the beer.
Yeah, but I'm Asian, man. I can't really grow a beard. We can only grow like patches, man.
Hey, Tyrese is the splotchiest dude in the business, and he still tries.
That's true. True. Cheers, brother.
Oh, cheers.
Oh, it's not bad. Good brown ale. I'm gonna have to try this when we go to Florida. Whenever this stupid.
I'll be there in February.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, in Tampa. Then I'll be back down to Miami.
Cool.
Nice.
Off to the Glades.
You're gonna be doing some fishing down there, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I just got to go poke some lips, herd a few fish, take some pictures. Show some smiles. I thought about doing a mean face 2021, when everybody does their fish selfie with a mean face. What's up with that? You guys ever notice that? You guys get that in Iowa much?
The mean face?
When dudes are posing with a fish selfie and they don't look happy. What's up with
that? Yeah. They're like, come on, smile, dude.
Yeah. Aren't you happy? I mean, you're taking a picture of it for criminy sakes, dude. At least smile.
Right.
I'm super happy because I'm one of those novice fishermen. So any fish I catch, you can ask Kit here. I'm like the happiest guy when I get an 8-inch crappie at times, man. I'm like,
oh man, this guy's happy to catch bluegill, minnows, chubs.
Whoa, minnow. Well,
I'll tell you what, man. I've been doing this my whole life, and I'm still happy, man. Like, dude, I can go out and whack bluegill all day. I'm cool with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, why not? We fish because we fish. It's the love of the game, man.
Yeah,
It's
that's true.
I-
That's true.
I don't need like insane standards every day. Like I get enough of that working in the industry, you know.
yep.
I just want to go out and hurt a little bluegill from time to time, you know, and maybe puff my chest at it and send it back on its merry way.
That's true.
Uh, All right, Nick. So since we're, I just kind of want to get into since you've been in the industry, since you brought that up, and you've been in the YouTube game for what, 12 years now? You're kind of like,
Oh,
yeah,
he knows.
yeah, you're. I want to say you're one of the OGs in the YouTube world.
Yeah. I'd say the originator.
There was I'll tell you what, I'm gonna tell you the truth though. There's two guys before me.
Ooh.
There was two guys before me. I forget the name of the one, he's gone, but then there was Roger the Bass Guide, and Roger was a little person for real. And Roger was dope. When he was doing all this stuff, I thought every fish Roger had was a teener. I was tripping out. Like, Roger, dude, where you catching all these donks, right? And nobody's addressing that Roger is a little person. I got a boy that's a little person too, so I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna use the proper terminology for everyone listening. But he's like, no, it's like a 6 and a 7. I'm like, damn, man, he's the long arm champion of the world or something. And then later, Roger goes, hey, you know I'm a little person, right, man? And I'm like, oh, no wonder, bro. I'm 6'6", and I'm like, my 7s don't look like that. So, yeah, Roger wasn't the long arm champion of the world after all. It's just I was a Sasquatch and he was smaller. So, you know, sometimes when it comes to fish picture taking time, I wish I was a little bit smaller, but that's all right. No, for real though. I was the first full-time fishing YouTuber. The very first. I had I was I think 4 or 5 years before anybody else did it. And what happened was when you talk about somebody being a YouTuber nowadays, they're actually talking about doing YouTube videos full time. Well, I didn't really have that luxury because there wasn't Google ads. You know, the ads in the beginning of everyone's videos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That wasn't an option when I wanted to go full time. I actually put full-fledged commercials. I syndicated just like a TV show, but on YouTube. And this is why, like, YouTube does not like my channel anymore, because essentially it's a TV show airing on YouTube. And they're like, this guy's got too many contradicting ads to the stuff we're trying to stick on his videos. And they didn't like it because I used all like different music that I had licensing to. And oh yeah, man, YouTube algorithm did not like what I was doing. But yes, I was the very first full-time fishing YouTuber.
Nice.
Yeah. So where did the idea for Informative Fisherman come from?
Complete accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not that clever. I wish I could say, man, I had this all designed since I was 10. You know, I was out playing tag, right? And I was froze because I got tagged. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I was always into fishing hardcore. I love fishing ever since I was a little kid. I'd ask my dad, hey, can you buy me that fishing magazine? Oh, there's a fishing book. Can you get me this? Can you get me that? And so my dad like supported it to where he would always take me out, and he enjoys fishing, but he's not obsessed with it like I am. So what happened was pre social media, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, before that, we had bulletin board systems, which were websites that you would actually type in the web address. I don't know how old you guys are, so you may remember this.
Oh yeah.
I'm 40. I just turned 40 this year.
Oh,
so
okay.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
My Asian boys right here, these dudes look young, man. I could never know. You know? Us white guys, we show our age a little bit more. Yeah, it's the no facial hair thing. I don't see any white on them. You know, they'd have to pop their hats off for me to take a look.
Oh, you don't want to see it. It's
Yeah.
already up here.
It's all right.
No, but where was I going with that? I was saying something, but no, it's I was on a fishing forum, and I was talking to this guy, and he actually was in California, and he was from the island of Sri Lanka, and he went back to Sri Lanka, and this is when they first got low profile bait casting reels. And he was like, hey, I don't know how to use these things. So I started to like type up a reply, but man, Dr. Seuss was like the max level of my reading skills, you know, for being able to type things. I was a Dr. Seuss specialist. But so I started typing back to this dude, and I'm like, what the hell am I even trying to say right here? Like, I don't even know what I'm typing. I asked my dad, I'm like, hey, let me use your little digital video camera. Remember they take like little 30-second video clips?
Yep.
You remember that? That's all they could do, but the quality was super janky, right? So I go to the garage, and I'm showing how to use this low profile bait casting reel. And I just heard about YouTube. I was watching, I don't know, I was watching some dog videos or something. Don't judge me. But so I'm like, oh, let me make a channel and stick it on here. And this was before Informative Fisherman. It was actually called USP 11. I'll explain that at a later time.
Okay.
But this is my personal account, and I stuck this video on there, and dude was like, oh, thanks, man. Well, like 3-something months go by, and he goes, hey, did you see how many views that video has? I said, no. And of course I forgot my password. So I went in and had to figure that out. And it was like almost 60,000 views, or just over 60,000 views.
Jesus.
And everyone's like, dude, you got to make more videos. Yeah, this is like the most informative video I ever seen. And another guy goes, he should call himself Informative Fisherman. I said, thanks, stole.
Ah,
Yeah.
Hey, work.
And then I went and made the channel, man. And I would just dabble like here and there. Once every month or every other month, I would stick a video on there, and, you know, right timing. I happened to be a guy that was very competitive, and I knew what I was talking about. And I used to edit music. That's actually, most people don't know this about me. In high school, I sold beats. And because I had a lot of friends in Oakland and in the hip hop industry, and I used to make beats and sell beats, make digital beats on Fruity Loops and what have you, and Cool Edit. I don't know if you guys ever heard of those.
yeah, I've heard of Fruity Loops.
Yeah, but I would sell them pre-SoundClick.
Oh.
And I would sell them, and that's actually how I rented my first apartment, selling beats.
Holy shit.
And so video editing was very similar to music editing. So that it's kind of how it carried over, that I knew all about fishing. I knew how to edit my own videos, and then I asked my dad to start shooting it. And next thing you know, different companies in the fishing industry reached out to me. And the owner of P-Line, the fishing line company, goes, why don't you put a commercial break in the end of your video, and or in the middle of your video? I would like that, and I'd be willing to pay for that. And I said, well, like, how much would you be willing to pay, man? And he's like, throws out this price, and I go, how about this price? Like, no. I said, okay, well, how about this price? Said, no. I'm like, all right, how about this? Okay, but I want 2 videos a month. Okay. And that's where it all let off, man.
Oh,
It it kind of just started rolling from there, and I ended up becoming an industry spokesperson. I'm the Savage Gear spokesperson for the United States, Headbanger, P-Line. It's crazy, man. This one thing, Monster Bass.
nice.
You know, it's right time, right place.
Yeah, exactly. Go figure. I mean, who knew that YouTube was? Well, I mean, obviously some people knew, but
Some, not me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you never anticipated that to blow you up. You know what I'm saying? You did something to actually help someone else learn how to use a product, and you were not.
You want to hear something even crazier, bro?
What's that?
I was working for one of Elon Musk's first companies.
Oh.
Yeah. In the computer industry, it was called Everdream, and Dell bought it. And I was working for Dell, and I'm like, dude, I got this idea. I could do this video thing full time. So I wrote like the most epic roast letter saying what it's like actually working for monkeys. And like, dude, I had to make sure I could not step backwards. But yeah, no, I ended up getting stocks in that company and doing pretty good. And, but yeah, worked for Elon Musk for a while. Even met the guy, didn't know who he was.
Wow. And it's crazy that what the world turns in like 10 years. You never know.
I kicked his ass in foosball too. I just want to clarify.
You know what would be crazy? If he watched fishing videos and he watches your videos, but then he doesn't realize that you worked for him.
No, what would be even crazier is he actually remembered you kicked his ass in foosball.
I hope he does.
Hey, that's our goal, kid. We got to get Elon Musk on this.
Oh, man.
You may be able to get us to Mars, Elon, but I will stomp your ass any day of the week in a foosball game.
Oh man, that's funny. So
Like that.
when you're creating these videos and everything, Nick, where did you learn your skill set, man? Like your technique, your fishing knowledge, all that, because it takes years and years and years, and sometimes people still don't know, you know, the tidbits, little things that you mentioned in your video. So where did you learn all that stuff from?
You know, it's a matter of, and I'm going to say this is kind of an ideology I live by: 75% education, 25% time on the water. Yes, it's much harder to acquire the 25% because you are trying to translate what you interpreted from the literature that you've picked up and actually read. So, for example, I can write how to Ned rig in the late fall, die off 50 degree below water, and I can write a whole tutorial on how to do this. and I can give you guys this literature, and you can read it, and you can know just as much as I do and think about this. But when we go to the water, it's how I apply it that makes me superior. So even though people say time on the water makes you a better angler, it does. You can know just as much as me, but can you remember to apply it? Can you stay calm in the pocket, not get stir crazy, and reach back into this, Filodex or index that you have in the back of your mind and say, oh, I know how to do this, and now I know how to apply this because of this scenario. And it's just because I can go out there and I could teach you, I could tell you nothing. All right. We can go out there and you can read nothing. I could read everything, and we'll take turns on the front of the boat. We'll rotate. And the guy who's reading about this stuff will win. But you may actually have learned something on your own, and then you applied it to what you learned. So for example, I read a ton of this stuff as a kid. I would walk down to my local community lake in Fremont, California, Lake Elizabeth, Central Park Lake, whatever you want to call it. I would fish there. This is a man-made small lake. Like, there ain't nothing pretty. This ain't natural at all. And I would figure out how to use these techniques that I read about, and I would try to apply it to my scenario and learn more trial and error. And then I realized that I can build upon these techniques. You look back and you say, okay, let's look at golf 100 years ago. Who was the best back then? And then Tiger Woods nowadays. Well, Tiger Woods learned from all these other guys' mistakes and their literature and their techniques. But of course, Tiger Woods is going to spank whoever was the best 100 years ago. He's got modern day tooling, and he's able to reapply everybody else's learning experiences to that guy's original experiences and his techniques. So you can build upon it. So for me, it was definitely reading, and then being able to go out there and apply it. And it was my obsession. I'm literally obsessed with fishing. I don't know how much of my videos you guys watch. My problem is people are always asking me for more videos. I'm too busy fishing. There's the truth. All right. There's the hard truth. Yes, I am a busy guy. I do travel all over, but I am generally too busy fishing. That's it in a nutshell, man. It's I wish I could just produce a million videos like everybody else, but they're spending more time editing than fishing. And for me, dude, I live for the next bite every night. I get to fish almost every single day, guys. And when I'm going to bed, I'm thinking about the next bite. I really am. I'm thinking about the next technique. It doesn't go away. It's an obsession. Take fishing for what it is. Like, if you love getting out there, tell yourself you don't need to be the best, and pick a couple techniques that you like to do and really focus on those. Yeah. You don't have to be crazy gung-ho about it like me. If you want to be a UFC fighter, you may not have the knockout power of Conor McGregor, but it doesn't mean you can't be a UFC fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And just so everybody, they got to go check out your channel and the last couple episodes you did. And the reason being was you mentioned it because I think you said you don't have a go-to lure. I like that. I don't. I really don't. Yeah, and that's pretty cool because and then you always say try something new. Whenever you go to a new lake or whatever, just try something new. And I think that helps you learn. So that's pretty cool of you to tell that to people.
It does. It really does. So I'm going to give you guys like a simple analogy here. Everybody knows what a wacky rig Senko is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Okay. So okay. Before we go a little bit further, Nick. Okay. So I'm trying to get this guy because he's a wiper fisherman. He's a catfish fisherman.
Ooh, fun though.
I'm trying to get him into largemouth. He's slowly turning into the bass fishing, but he's still a white bass, a wiper, a catfish guy, crappie guy, everything else. But he's just not really quite into the largemouth yet.
All right, I was just joking. I think I know what a wacky rig Senko rig. It's where you hook the plastic worm in the middle, right? I don't know all the bass terms, but that's how I do it.
Oh boy, we're gonna get ripped on this, kid.
Get him in the comments, guys. Everybody just comment weak, and we'll know what he's talking about.
Love it.
Oh man.
No, but it's like the most generic, simple rig in bass fishing, but it works a lot of the time. If I'm gonna give you guys some general science of predator species. This could be bass, smallmouth bass, black bass, could be striped bass, could be wipers. Wipers and striped bass tend to be both scavenger and predator. Same thing with trout. Same thing with crappie. And what this means is they'll eat something dead as often as they'll eat something alive. That's all that means. In regards to bass fishing, bass prefers to eat something alive, always. To where if it just sits there and it's doing nothing, even if it smells good, they're rarely ever going to eat it. Crawdad can sit there dead. They're just not going to eat it unless it was falling and it looked alive and it tricked them to eat it. Bass and most predator species have an efficiency thing. That's where they receive higher protein for the amount of energy they expend eating that food source. And that's kind of how it goes. Protein deteriorates when it starts to die. Okay, but scavenger species will sit there and just scavenge along the bottom and eat. So that being said, if you're throwing a wacky rig worm and it's wiggling and it looks alive, the fish needs to be hungry to eat it. Okay, they can analyze it. It's moving slow. It's falling down in front of them, moving slow. If they are not hungry, just like both of you guys right now, let's use this as an example. Say, all right, we all just ate Thanksgiving turkey. Don't have more than 6 people in your house if you live in California, even though I have 7 living in my house. So they're going to arrest me the morning of Thanksgiving. Thanks, Gavin Newsom. Anyhow, so you guys, all right, we just finished Thanksgiving. You guys hammered tons of spring rolls. You got some thumbcoon. You got that papaya salad. You're down in it. The family brought over some bomb lop. Okay. You ate all that.
Making me hungry, dude.
Some lop on top of the turkey. All right. But you're stuffed. All right. So then I walk in and I say, all right, y'all, check this out. I got dessert. And you're like, nah. I'm stuffed, man. I'm stuffed. Right. And I sit it in front of you and you're like, nah, I don't want it. But then I take the bowl of dessert and I toss it at your face. What do you do? What do? You use your hand to try to deflect that thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, do fish have hands? No, they don't. They have a mouth. They use their mouth just like we do hands to push something away or get it out of my face or what is that? And they analyze it just like we pick it up and hold it. They analyze with their mouth. And this is referred to as a reaction, to where when people ask me, do I need 1 million fishing lures? And I say, no, you can take a wacky rig Senko, but if they're not hungry, they may not eat it unless you land literally on their nose and it's a French fry and they say, hey, I'll eat it anyways. But if I use a lure that forces them to react, like the old school Bill Lewis rattle trap, and it goes by their face, and that fish goes, get the hell out of here, and swats it, well, now he's hooked on the side of the face. And I may be able to trick a bunch more fish that day that were willing to react because I knew they were there than you were able to get to eat on the wacky worm. But let's say tomorrow the clouds are moving in, the pressure's dropping, these suckers are hungry, they're going to ignore that rattle trap and eat the crap out of that Senko. So this is general science in regards to predator species fishing. And even though, like my man right here, he's talking about, liking to catch, different species. The reason why bass fishermen fish for bass is because it's Mother Nature's chess game. It's a constant enigma of changing science and analyzing what's going on for those couple hours of the day. And it's going to change that afternoon. It's going to change in the evening. Don't get me wrong. I love to crack open a beer, throw a chicken liver on a hook and chill and wait for a catfish to bite it. But when it comes to the master class of fishing, it's definitely bass fishing for sure.
Dang, we got learned, man.
Hey, I've never heard it put in like kind of the science that you just put it. Yeah, I never heard it put that way before.
It's not that the bass are the hardest fighting, dude. Wipers and stripers and big channel cats pull way harder than bass.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I still love to catch those too, man. But you can't go. So like, let's say you're catching catfish in a spot, you go out the next day, you catch them again. But for bass fishing, let's say it's that same scenario. We're catching them here on the wacky rig. Next day we come out and it's like, they're not up where we're casting. Ooh, the sun's up higher. Pressure's going up. I bet you these fish moved out deeper. So we back the boat off, or we look a little farther out on the bank and we say, there's the nearest deep spot. And we tie up another very popular rig, the drop shot rig, which got a weight on the bottom and a worm suspended up from it. And we throw out that drop shot. And because we knew the pressure went up, the sun's out, clear skies, no clouds. Next thing you know, we're in their face again, nailing them again. But that person who didn't acquire that puzzle piece of knowledge, that just understood the wacky rig because that's all they fish, didn't learn about the drop shot and didn't notice the difference of conditions. And his same fish were only 80 feet away from the spot he was casting, but he never touched them. And then you guys come behind him with me in the boat and you guys know that piece of information and you go, well, If we were catching them right here yesterday, they're probably right there. And bam, 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 bam. And that has nothing to do with luck. And that's my favorite part about high level angling. The more you learn and the more you're able to apply it, the less luck's involved, because I'm really not that lucky. I suck at luck games, I'll tell you that much.
Man, that's a great analogy though. Like Kit was just saying, man. That I like that. The way you explained that, it's like I think you brought that to a grade school level for a person like myself to be able to understand, and hopefully I can take.
I'm just reminding myself, man. Don't worry about
it. All right, so I kind of want to backtrack to those little Thanksgiving. You mentioned some Laos dishes. Well,
yeah, let's talk yams.
Yeah, I'm from Laos, and from what I understand, your wife is from Laos.
You got it.
All right, so I'm.
Oh,
Sabaidi. Okay, I'm just assuming, but you eat fish, don't you? I'm just gonna go out there and say that you've had some non-normal, like normal dishes, just fried fish, battered fried. I'm talking about like the Laos traditional dishes. Is there a particular fish dish that you like prefer over anything else? I'm pretty sure you know mokba.
Yeah, mokba I have, like my brother-in-law makes it every now and then when he comes over, and then my friends own the Green Papaya restaurant that was on Guy Fieri's show.
Yeah.
So they hook it up all the time. I actually like to cook, but don't tell nobody. Like, yeah, so whoever's listening, if you come to my place, man, don't expect me to cook for you, because that ain't happening. No, bro, it's like the Lao version of like the Filipino dish sinigang. You ever heard of that?
Oh,
it's like a tamarind style soup. It's like a I guess it would be considered like a Lao Thai fusion style. You guys know Ludacris the rapper? He owns those restaurant series called Straits.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, they have this it's like a fusion type of dish. It's more Thai style, so I guess it really wouldn't be considered Lao. So mokba is probably going to be like authentic Lao style for me. All
right, let's just forget the Lao thing. Just whatever Southeast Asian fish dish that you enjoy.
Oh shoot, dude! I don't know if there's one I don't.
That's true. I hear you on that.
Were you talking about the tamarind soup? That's like
yeah.
Gang ba.
Is it like sour?
Gang.
It has like sourness, sweet,
like sour,
savory, all in one.
Yeah, that's what's up, dude.
Yeah.
Do you go in it on the fish head too? I'm pretty sure they throw the fish head in there.
I ain't tripping. Dude. Nothing scares me, man. Nothing that walks the face of this earth scares me. Well, except my kids. They're pretty scary.
No, the thing is, people got to go see that video of you when you had when they came that Kapoon, when they made that
banana.
Yeah, when they
House
made that
Vectia, Green Papaya.
I was just talking to Kid about this. I was like, dude, I saw it the other day because I was watching your channel the other day. I was like going backwards, just watching whatever, and I was like, my gosh, crappie freaking Kapoon. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. That was fun. I'm like,
shit.
We gotta try that. Yeah,
Kapoon's pretty good.
Yeah,
Kapoon is pretty good. For those that don't know, it's a Lao curry noodle dish.
So good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nana. I think Nana made the Kapoon, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That was man, I'm telling you, dude. After I watched it, I was like, I think I was so late to it, and I was like, God, I'm so hungry, man. I watched that episode. I was like, I was telling my wife, my wife's Vietnamese, so she makes different types of dishes, a little bit different. I was like,
yeah.
I gotta tell her she's gotta learn how to make Kapoon a little. I mean, I love her pho is phenomenal. Don't get me wrong.
That's what's up, dude.
Yeah, but Kapoon, she's gotta learn to make it now, because I'm just like, all right. After watching that episode, I was like, all right, I gotta have this, man. That looks too badass, man.
So good. I think a lot of my jokes were going over Nana's head. Christina, she got it. She got all my corny jokes. Yeah. Those fish wraps were bomb too, man.
Oh yeah, panpa. Yeah, that was pretty. It was interesting how she made, because my wife does. The Vietnamese people, they do a little bit different. The Vietnamese culture, how they cook a little bit different than the Laotian style, and even yeah, it's totally different, but it's all similar. At the end of the day, it's all about the sauce and how you marinate and everything.
So let me tell you guys, since we're talking about food right here, so the best part about professional angling It's not a fitness contest. It has nothing to do with how fit we are. It has everything to do with our brains and being able to think. So this is great. You can be as fat or as old as you want and still be an expert angler. But
that is true. Actually, speaking of that, did you ever fish in tournaments, or do you ever want to fish in tournaments competitively? And how often do you do that, if you do?
In the past, I did.
Okay.
When I was first getting started, I did. Once I started featuring different experts and different professionals on the show, it kind of became like a ethical conflict in a sense that a lot of the pro guys I was featuring on the show, we were ending up in the same tournaments. And like, it was a lake that they were showing and it was some of their spots. And then it was, did Nick fish my spots or did he fish my spots? And the money on the smaller level tournaments was not worth me being there, even causing that issue. So I stepped back from the tournament angling. Probably in the next 4 or 5 years here, I'm probably going to go fish FLW Tour. Once my kids are a little bit older, I love that level of the game. I get to fish with the best of the best in the world on a regular basis. So yeah, you know, I'm very competitive in that. I'm not going to toot my own horn. I'd rather let finishes speak for themselves. But yeah, no, I've won a few pretty good sized tournaments out here in the past. And no, I love competitive fishing. But I'm going to explain something to your viewers that I think might be considering competitive fishing versus just having fun recreational fishing, and in the steps that they should take. Right away, a lot of people that bass fish for 1 or 2 years, they want to get into tournament fishing and they want to go pro. I'll tell you what, guys, you could go fish with a pro or an expert. Like, let's say hypothetically, you jump on my boat with me. Okay, I teach you one rig. And you get a couple of really big fish that day and you actually catch them better than me. Let's say that happens 2 or 3 times in a row and you're like, wow, I'm beating Nick. I am beating Nick. Hey, babe, I beat Nick's ass. I beat that ass, babe. I'm going pro. I'm going pro tomorrow. Hell, I'm going to win us $100,000 in this next tournament. Conditions change so much. Areas change. Scenarios change. Time of year changes. There is so much involved. Do not be quick to try to fish on the pro side. Fish the co-angler side of tournaments. If you're thinking about tournament fishing, sign up as a co-angler. You get to fish with the guys that are running pro on the front of the boat. The co-angler side, guys, it's almost less than the cost of a guided bass trip for most tournaments you sign up for. And you guys get to see the pro on the front of the boat not holding back. You will learn so much. If you are ever thinking about fishing bass tournaments, fish as a co-angler for a minimal of 4 years. Not joking. Use it like a college degree, a 4-year college degree, because there's guys like me that have fished their whole life. All right. You may want to just stick to a couple of lakes that you know and fish as a co-angler on those lakes. But once you get into like the tour level where you're traveling across the country, guys that have fished their whole life will consistently have the edge on you. And it's going to get over on your brain. You're going to think you're not doing something right. There's just these small pieces they've acquired to get this extra bite here, get this extra bite there, do this to get a little bit bigger of a fish. So if you fish on the co-angler side, if you've been bass fishing, let's say your whole life, or you've been bass fishing for the last 5 or 6 years, still do the co-angler side. Still do the co-angler side. It's good, especially because tournament fishing is so different. It is so different. You have time schedule. You have the pressure. If something's not working, you better make sure you find something that does. You got to get the best 5 fish. Pressure's on. It's a completely different element than going out there and just fishing on the weekend, being able to analyze it. If we catch them, we catch them. If we don't, we don't. Your brain is in a completely different place. Some people can't tournament fish, and some people excel at tournament fishing because their brain doesn't have a problem performing under pressure. Really take that into consideration if you're thinking about competitive bass fishing.
That's
wow.
great.
I've never even heard of the co-angler aspect of it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Every big tournament typically has a co-angler side.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I guess I never really like put any thought into it. I didn't realize it was like an actual role that someone could take.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
But I like the way
definitely look into it.
Yeah, I like the way you put that as like, it's like getting an education. It's an education, 4 years, and you literally get the chance to learn from the best and see how they do certain things, and might as well take all the knowledge you can and absorb it. So yeah, no, that's awesome, man. That makes sense.
Some of the best anglers I know now that are pros fished on the co-angler side for like 6, 7, 8 years, you guys.
Wow.
So if you're listening to this, don't think like I know a lot of the guys fishing Major League Fishing Tour fished as a co-angler for lots of years, and they're the best of the best in the world now. And so they use that opportunity to educate themselves. And once you go pro, it's hard to go back to a co-angler, because guys that you're fishing with are like, well, I know you fished this thing pro too. And they don't want to share the information. They'll hold back. Get comfortable on the co-angler side, get comfortable with tournament fishing, and you'll know when it's time.
I'm not going pro anytime soon, in case anybody's wondering.
He's thinking about it. I seen the look on his face. He's thinking about it.
I love this thing too much, man. And then, when he catch a fish while I'm having one of these, I'm sorry. I love that too much. I'm super competitive, like you said. But if I get into that, then it would take the joy out of it for me in a way. You know what I mean?
It can. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the thing. I was like, I love fishing. Like this morning, I woke up. I got 4 daughters. Okay, I got 7 and under, and I'm like, I woke up at 4 this morning to go fish for a walleye because it's cold as right now here, and and they're biting because this guy told me, hey, they're biting, and he took me the other day, and I caught some walleyes, and I caught some today, and it was fun. It was just, there was no pressure.
That's awesome.
I absorbed the view. That's just the sun coming up, and
the ambience, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if I get into tournament fishing, I would be super competitive, but then it would, just like you saying, it would kind of take the fun away from me. I mean, we're gonna do some tournaments, I think, just for fun. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just that's what we want to do. I think
these organizations can use the money. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Help out. Yeah. Definitely. Contribute, man. You'll meet a lot of great fishermen at these tournaments too. You'll actually meet people that love to do what you love to do and are better than you. So, dude, what better than that?
No,
that's true.
That is very true.
Like, dude, I can learn how to beat the hell out of these fish. That way, when my buddies come fish with me again, I'm walking around like Kevin Van Dam. Yep.
Walking around doing the Conor McGregor walk.
Yeah, just swinging the arm. Don't worry, I got this. Hand me your rod. I'll rig your bait.
That's true, though.
Just relax, bro. I'll take it off the
hook. All right, I got to crack open a second beer.
Yep, me too.
Good call.
I cracked open a Boone Valley Roxy Irish Red, by the way, this one, because we had this one a while back on the podcast, and I just decided to kind of go dark beer. Like I said, snow today. I don't even think we were supposed to get snow today, but I
didn't know it was supposed to snow either until I left. Basically, I left work. I was like, huh?
There's you know what they say about drinking? It's safer in numbers. No way.
Huh?
I don't know if that's about drinking or not.
Anyways, I got a Deschutes from where's it, Oregon, right? Yeah, Bend, Oregon. So just north of you, Nick.
Yeah, you're right. I got family up there.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Do you drink IPAs, Nick? This is an IPA.
Man, I'm simple when it comes to my beer. Simple. It's, Corona, Modelo Chelada, anything girly. Except Zima. I can't do the Zima thing, man.
Oh man, you're aging us now when you said that, man. I don't think is that even around anymore? I don't think so.
Hey, you guys want an epic story for your listeners right here?
Yeah, let's hear
it. Check this out.
A
lot of people think I'm country because I'm a hardcore fisherman. Well, I'm an inner city person all the way. I grew up in the city, okay? But all my family are like rednecks, okay? So I got this cousin. I won't say his name just for entertainment value in case he watches this on my Facebook or something and or listens to it. And he invites me out to this country town. It's called Mariposa, right? And he's like, hey, we're having a party this weekend. You and my best friend's name's Nick as well. Just like, so it's Nick and Nick. And he's like, you and Nick got to come out to this party, man. We're getting hammered. The girls are going to be there. It's going to be off the hook, man. You got to come out. So we're like, all right. So we go out there. We roll up, right? It's like middle of nowhere in the boondocks, man. It's just a little house. We go in there. There's like 15 to 20 cowboys and like 3 chicks, man. and one of them's like full 9-month pregnant, and it's like, what? We just drove 2 hours to get here, man. And we're like, where's all the booze, right? Because me and Nick were like, well, let's just drink. We go to the kitchen. There's one Zima left. For all those people, they had a 6-pack of Zima. Oh man, it was so bad. It was so bad. So Nick and I are like, well, we better go to the grocery store, man. So as we go out front, we walk back to the front of the house, and there's these two cowboys fighting each other, throwing blows, man, right in the front yard. So me and Nick were like, oh, hell yeah, let's watch this fight, right? And it's breaking out, and he's like, no, you owe me. You owe me. One dude like, you owe me, while he's beating the hell out of this other guy. You owe me. And we're like, what does he owe him? Like, I'm asking my cousin, like, what does he owe him? Dude, he owes him $10.
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, $10, man, I got this. Tell him to stop kicking his ass for a minute. Hey, bro, I got the $10, man. So I'm like, here's the $10. And then they squared up. Oh, we're cool. So they bro hugged, and we went to the liquor store, and we saved the day, man. But that was my first experience at being a hero.
Oh boy, Zima. So people are wondering, like, if our listeners or watchers don't know what Zima is, 'cause like I said, I don't know if it's still around. It's like a clear. I think back in the day, it was like a clear beer / wine cool, right? Some right.
I would say it was the first form of like Smirnoff Ice.
Yes. Yeah.
But weaker, and like, there's no way you're copping a buzz off of 6 of them.
Yeah. Agreed.
And there was like 30 people that were planning on getting hammered with 6 Zimas. Yeah, the math wasn't right. It was no good.
That's not great.
Oh,
not
man.
A great party, man. By the way, on that one, sorry.
It's all good. Captain and Coke saved the day, man.
There you go. Always does, man. Oh man. I see some of your videos also, just going back a little bit, Nick, that, you take your daughter out, and it's really cool to see that.
Uh-huh.
My daughter,
Uh-huh.
my oldest one is 7, and my second one is 5, and they're getting to that zone where I want to take them, more out. But
Uh-huh.
they have the fishing kid knows they have the 2-minute, attention span
Uh-huh.
now. So, I mean, what do you recommend to a person like me that's trying to get their daughters or even the sons, at that age, how to get them more excited, how to get them more into the, fishing and everything?
So I'll tell you what, my oldest daughter, she's 10, and she's not into fishing at all. But so I'm going to give you an experience for like how I would help her. My 8-year-old daughter is a hardcore tomboy who loves fishing. She'll go out in the rain and snow. So I don't even count that. Like that, I don't have to pull her leg at all, man. She's dying to go. She was inside the house trying to beat me in Fortnite a minute ago. And so, like, for my oldest daughter, you have to associate comfort, especially in the winter. Like winter and summer, like I don't even suggest taking your kids out in the winter or summer. Like honestly, spring and fall, when it's real comfortable days. And make sure you are on fish. Like, if you're not certain that you're going to catch them, don't take them out, because positive reinforcement is so huge for kids, especially nowadays with video games and everything's instantaneous, in their life. They're so used to instant gratification. If they have to be patient, their patience is associated with boredom. And I find myself doing that too. Like I'll watch a video for like 2 minutes, and then like I'm checking my email at the same time, or somebody else talks to me, and I can't focus. It's really weird. I think that's going for all of us nowadays. We're so used to instantaneous stimulation to where if I take my 10-year-old out, it's like, it's going to be something that I'm certain of, like bluegills, red ears, crappie, something that I know I'm catching them, or I went the day before, or I went that morning and I found them. I'm going to wait for it to warm up. Then I'll go get her. I'll go get her a warm hot chocolate from Starbucks and take her out there and don't ever plan more than 2 hours with your kids. This is the problem. Me, like, I want to go from sun up to sundown. And even if they have a great time, like, just because we haven't caught a good one in the last 5 hours doesn't mean we should go home early. You can't be that guy. Like, the whole focus, and I'll tell you what, don't even pick up a rod yourself, because kids, they love your attention, man. Like, I started to pick up a rod when I went and did that Maloney shoot with Lila on the show, and I put it down. And I just helped her and have fun the whole time. Yeah, don't worry about you fishing. just be their hands and have a good time with it and laugh and just have fun with casting, you know, in a couple hours, but make sure the fish are there. And if not, just have a good time and only make it an hour and say, hey, we'll try again another day. Just keep it positive, you know, and jam out to their favorite positive music on the way there, you know, bust out that Tangle, get that Rapunzel going. You know what's up, you know, get that Frozen music rolling, Dad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Yeah, storm blows white on the river tonight. There's some crappie to be had. Yeah.
I like that.
We're going to catch him, sweetheart, because I'm your favorite, Dad. Oh, yeah.
I think you have a little bit of experience there, taking some girls fishing there, but
Have to. My son's even worse.
oh boy,
dude. Oh, almost passed out at the dentist this morning with that dude. Oh, so many battles to be won. It's hard, man. William Wallace wanted all this freedom. Yeah.
I think I heard one of your podcasts. Were you really serious? You gonna wanted to become a comedian at one point in your life?
I love comedy, man. I love it. The more I drink, the worse it gets.
You would be pretty damn good at get a couple beers into you. You'd be good.
The problem is I lose my filter if I start drinking too much.
Hey, but nowadays with the comedians, there is no filter. The comedians out there nowadays, they're coming back, I guess, in a way, because I
can appreciate that.
Yeah, and
in the PC world we live in today, it's nice having a no filter comedian.
Yeah, it's crazy though, man. I'm so observant. I walk into a room and I can just spot the judgmental people instantly. That's the whole problem with kleptomaniacs. They take everything seriously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to Iowa? I know you're in California, so yeah, people are wondering. He lives in Northern California. I know people who follow me know that I used to live there, but you ever been to Iowa? Ever been fishing in Iowa or anything like that?
Bro, if it wasn't for that Afro Man song, Because I Got High, I probably wouldn't know about Iowa.
Oh man.
Because I owe her.
Are you sure he wasn't talking about Ohio? Because people get it mixed up.
Yeah.
No, I know the difference. My wife's from actual Ohio. She's from Columbus.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Well, she's from Laos, came to Columbus, then NorCal. Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, we're coming up on ice fishing season soon here, Nick. I wanted to know, have you ever ice fished?
Bro, I'd probably die.
Oh, dude.
I'm just going to keep it real, man. I'd probably die out there.
You got to experience it at least once.
I want to. I went to Wisconsin and I caught that big ass pike, and they were telling me, "Oh, you got to come back during ice fishing season." And all I could think was like shrinkage. Man, oh man, that's scary.
I'm not gonna lie, it's cold.
Like how cold is it for you guys when you guys are going out ice fishing? Keep it real. Like, what's the temperature outside?
Okay, so it gets normally when we go ice fishing anywhere between I would say 0 to about 0 degrees. Okay, but the bad thing is
no.
I haven't said the bad part yet. The bad part is the wind chill factor. So it depends on the wind chill. I mean, it can get rough. I've ice fishing like minus 15, minus 20, and then with the wind chill, it might be like minus 30-ish.
Yeah, that's like the extreme. That's when it gets pretty rough.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say normally, yeah. I mean, 0 degrees is probably about normal when we go ice fishing here. And
like
go ahead.
For me, the moment that it is above 32 degrees, my coat's coming off because my line isn't freezing to my eyes. Like I'm like moving around outside. As soon as it hits above freezing, like 33 degrees, like, man, this is warm. I love it.
So are you guys in those like little huts like on the Grumpy Old Man movies?
We can be if it's a rough day. Like I say, when like the worst, when it's like minus 10 and the wind chill is like minus 30, most likely I'll set up a tent. You might go outside for like a minute or two, a couple minutes to go to different holes or whatnot. But yeah, those days are kind of rough. But this guy, like Kit really loves to run and gun. So
yeah, I like to be mobile when I'm ice fishing, which is kind of hard because you're just looking straight down, and to be mobile while you're, the area that you can fish is just straight down. You have to move. You have to be constantly moving, drilling holes, So as long as it's not too cold to the point where my line is freezing to my rod, because the water collects on your eyes, and since it's so cold
Oh,
outside,
God.
everything's freezing. Like if I can get by without it freezing constantly,
Oh, Lord have
Okay,
mercy.
and I'm there, like there's icicles on my line. I'm putting it in
Oh,
my mouth, melting it.
you're not selling him on it right now, man.
oh, dear God.
It's I'm telling you though, Nick, you gotta try. If you're gonna try, you might as well try it with us, because I almost guarantee you'll have a good time.
Yeah. If you ever
I
thought
think
fishing,
you're right.
if you ever thought fishing was a struggle, wait until you go ice fishing and your line's freezing and the wind's blowing, snow's going. Now that's a struggle. So it makes you appreciate every fish you catch.
Exactly.
So I'll return the favor. You guys do that crap to me. I'll invite your asses out when it's 110 degrees. I'll be like, boys, we're going out on the Delta.
So,
All right.
but keep in
No
mind, though,
swimming.
in Iowa, see, this is the thing. Our summer is disgusting. So we get to a point where it's
Sounds
like,
delicious.
yeah, it gets like maybe 90 degrees, 95 degrees, but the heat
No.
index and the humidity will take it to about 110. And
Humidity is what kills you, or I guess you say literally kills you in Iowa, because we get, I don't know how humid it gets in Cali, but we're talking like
Nothing, not at all.
no,
80,
there's no.
90% humidity out here. Yeah.
I trust me. That's
Yeah.
the one thing that I miss about living in the Bay Area was there was no humidity. There's limited bugs. There's not many mosquitoes, because when you come here,
Mhm.
I'm like, holy crap, my fat ass gets lit up all the time for mosquitoes when I go fishing.
When I go to Florida every year, that's like, dude, they're looking for me. They're like, there he is, boys.
that's
They all
how
start sharpening their.
feel you. That's but like I said, you got to come try out ice fishing whenever you're ready to wear big boy pants.
Woosa.
Come out and
Woosa.
let us know. We'll get you on some. Actually, speaking of that,
Like,
is
what,
there
what
any?
are we going for?
That's what I was going to ask you. Is there a specific species that you don't really get out there in California that you would love to get in the Midwest that we would have?
I caught my very first walleye last year in Wisconsin. And then, so we don't have walleye, we don't have pike, we don't have yellow perch, we don't have wipers either.
We have all those.
You can catch all of those through the ice.
Yeah.
How about muskie?
Muskies are a little bit trickier.
Yeah.
They're a bit trickier. Yeah.
You can get them. You hear the occasional, but like Kit said, it's very tricky.
Uh-huh.
I haven't caught a muskie yet, open
Oh
water
yeah,
or
you can catch largemouth through the ice.
yes.
Oh, fun.
there.
Actually-
That's all I had to say, right?
They actually are fun though. Largemouth through the ice are actually pretty damn fun, man. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, no.
What's like the water temperature though below the ice?
Like mid-30s.
Yeah, mid-30s.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cool.
Like-
Trust me. When you
Whee!
when you get that water, when you catch that fish, when you grab the fish, yeah, your hand's gonna be cold.
No. When you guys grab the fish. No. I'm not touching that water.
Oh,
That's all you two.
Yeah,
No, I can stand by and talk shit.
yeah. The deeper the fish, usually the warmer the water. But just beneath the ice is like low 30s, like 33, 34, 35 degrees.
Oh,
But-
God.
Yeah, and then if I have a underwater camera, I usually throw that down under all the way down near the bottom. It's maybe 37 degrees down there.
Okay. Using the aquaview?
I had to mark them, but yeah, pretty much same thing.
Okay, yeah. I got all that fun goodies.
Yeah.
Hey, you can bring it ice fishing.
Yes, you can.
Dude.
Dude, I'm telling you.
All right, so I'll tell you what. On the real, I'm tempted. Like,
Oh,
I am tempted to go ice fishing because, like, a lot of people have been asking for like ice fishing footage, and I said, "You just want to see me there suffering? Is that the goal?
Yes.
all right.
Because there's going to be a lot of that."
If it makes you feel better, we have those little huts that are insulated. We have heaters. Like you can
Yeah.
wear shorts and a t-shirt inside
Go on.
if you
Now
want.
we're on the right page. Yeah,
Yeah.
go on.
But just as long as we can set up on fish, that's a pretty good way to
Okay,
go
in
about
the
it.
like the nearest coffee shop to this location
We'll just brew coffee out
Yeah,
there.
we could brew
No,
coffee
what
out
I'm
there.
saying is, the cell service once you were on them and you got the hut up. See, I don't need to proclaim to be the ice fishing expert. Y'all experts could go out there and find them, and then I just show up when you're on them, just like this kid talk we had earlier. This sounds good.
That makes sense.
I'll show up with the white mocha, and you guys like we're on them, and then I'll just do some reeling, and then you guys can stick your hands in that water.
Oh, boy.
Perfect.
Perfect.
All right, we got it all figured out. See, that wasn't so hard.
You gotta at least get the first fish that you ever catch through the ice.
Yeah, for sure. I'll flip it. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay,
I'm
so
not touching that water. Hell no. Dude, I see the ice regrow. Like the ice is like
And it does.
over the people's holes, and they're hitting it with a spoon and shit.
It does. Yep.
Like pumping sock.
Yep. When you, it
One-
happens.
One thing that always freaks out people when they first go ice fishing is the ice makes noise. Like when it's building ice, the ice it's only got one way to go, like either up or down. So it's like it'll pop. It's literally making like popping noise, like boo, 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 boo. Like it sounds like the Star Wars lasers, like choo, 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 choo.
Hey, bro. So I'm really big.
You'll be fine. I'm just as big
Hey,
how heavy
with
are you?
wise, huh?
How
Well-
heavy? How heavy?
Oh, I'm.
I'm 140.
Don't lie.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
about
140.
I'm about 190.
Dude, I'm 240. I'm 6'6".
So we'll be
Hey,
all
what-
right, man.
We'll hop in the truck
No,
and drive
you
out
guys
there.
will be all right.
You'll be all
Because
right.
you guys will be on the high end of the piece of the ice. I'll be on the end that's sinking in, and you guys will be up on the high end, just hanging on to the top edge.
I love how Kid gave you the forewarning about the ice popping. It's true because that's the very first thing that people freak
As
out.
we're walking on it,
Yeah, I mean,
Or
but it's a
you don't
good
even
sound.
have to
It's
be
a good.
walking.
Yeah, you don't even have to be
that's
walking.
a good sound. All right,
It's a
I
good-
like
it's-
that. Positive reinforcement. This is
it's a-
good.
Great sound. That means ice is forming. I mean, when it's super cold, actually, when it's the colder it is, the louder the pops make because
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's just ice forming, and then sometimes it vibrates. You're like, oh, even I still until this day get a little but because it vibrates when it pops because it's crazy.
Wait. So you're saying, so what you guys are telling me is as we're walking out to the fishing spot, I'm going to hear loud cracking noises, and then it's going to shake.
It can, yeah. Like
Can
once it relieves the pressure, there'll be like a pressure. Like sometimes it's happened to me. It goes straight between your legs, like a little
Uh-huh.
pressure cracker. I don't know what it's called. Pressure ridge. You like goes right in between your legs.
Wait. Hold on. So you're telling me a crack is going to go between my legs, and then it's going to shake?
A little bit.
yeah, but it won't break. You'll be fine.
It's because the
So is
ice
there like
is
a
getting
Walmart close by that sells the pens? Because if I piss my snowsuit, that's going to be a little upsetting.
thicker.
You'll be all right.
So, like, dude, are you guys wearing like Mount Everest clothes or what?
You got to layer up. We have, and that's the one thing too. I always recommend floating suits. Striker suits, or even Clam makes them nowadays.
suits.
Yeah. They have the floating suits nowadays. So in case if emergency ever happens, if you do, the ice breaks. But
Hey,
you'll
don't even
float.
talk about falling
Yeah.
through the ice with
You'll be
him.
f-
We're trying to convince him.
Sorry.
Hold on.
If it's emergency, it's just like when you're on a boat. What do you wear? You wear a life jacket.
Okay,
It's the
yeah,
same
no
thing.
lying. No lying. Now, here's the question. No lying.
Yes.
Have you guys seen someone fall through the ice?
Through the ice, or did the leg go through the hole? So different because there's sometimes there are people who
Wait a
drill
minute.
like these 10-foot holes. I don't know,
10
or not
10
10
inch,
10
not
inch holes.
10
10
inch.
sorry, 10-inch holes. So a foot can fall through that.
Okay,
and,
yeah, that doesn't count.
Okay, that doesn't
I'm
count.
talking like the ice breaking.
Oh,
And
like
they're
the
just,
ice
they're,
break.
they're
I-
happy ass just falling in.
I've never, and the reason being is because I never go on ice less than 4 inches, and that's like the
Wait
bare
a minute. There's
minimum.
only 4 inches below us.
No, that's the recommended
That's
minimum.
yeah, that's the minimum recommend.
So
Recommended.
when's the thickest time of year?
I'd say like beginning of February, end of
Okay,
January.
so
yeah.
February sounds good.
That's when
Like
people
February.
that's when on some lakes people are driving out on the ice in like trucks,
Yeah.
like big trucks. I'm talking about like
Trucks.
V8, pulling basically an RV behind them onto the ice on certain lakes, of course. Every lake
Yeah, I
is
could
going to
see
be
myself
taken
doing
out.
that.
You'll be good.
Yeah. Okay, this isn't so bad. I ain't even that scared.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Don't
I
worry.
was just I'm probably gonna scream a few times though. I'll be honest. If I hear the ice crack, I may just scream.
Do you know how
Those
great
those laser sounds?
Yeah. Do you know how great the video will be with you on first ice?
Yeah, when I pass out. Uh-huh.
That's what I'm saying.
Where the ice cracks and I go to like sudden human death mode and like, you ever seen the scared to death dial, like the documentaries where someone's scared to death and they just die? Yeah.
We could get you on some fish that you don't get to catch normally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that.
There you go. Is there a bucket list fish for you right nowadays, like in that you can think of?
Probably. I don't know, man. It's the dogtooth tuna is probably up there, or a bluefin. Yeah, but I get seasick, so I gotta fight those. Dude, I can't even go on the little kids' teacup rides. I'll get on those little teacups, man, and like all the dads are riding with their kids, like, "Oh, sweetheart, hey, we." And I'm the dad. They're like, "Oh, that guy shouldn't have drank too much the night before." So I'll just sell it, man. Like, "Oh no, I just got a buzz going, man. I don't want to be that weakling pops that's just laying there." As the little kids are coming in, they got to walk by me. You know, when you go to that party with your friends and there's that dude that's already passed out because he drank too much early and everyone's got to walk by him. That's how it is at like the little carnivals. If I go on the little spinning rides with the kids, nope. I'll be the guy laying right there next to that white trashy dude taking the tickets to go on the rides.
So you don't get to go out you don't get to go out there on the bay and go for like halibut and
I do.
Oh, okay.
I still do. Yeah, I still do. I just take it. I just take it on the chin, man.
Okay. That's like
I did MMA for 12 years. I know how to eat it.
There you go.
Yeah. It ain't that fun, but yeah, no, I love shark fishing and stuff.
Nice.
It's fun, man. Yep, for sure. I do it all.
Yeah, since you've done it all and you've been in the game for so long, so what's something new that you never experienced and is something that you want to take part in for the first time?
Besides ice fishing.
Besides ice fishing.
I do need to pop my ice fishing cherry, so to speak, just because I need to. I need to say I did, and I need to at least catch something. I don't care if it's a little 8-inch crappie or something. I'm cool with that. But I seen on Instagram, these dudes catching sailfish in a flat where they're wading like waist deep and they're casting to sailfish, like marlin style fish, in a shallow flat where they're wading, walking around. That looked like the craziest thing. Before then, it was catching giant tarpon on artificial swim baits. And last year I landed 3 doing that, and which was just insane. Most people bait fishing have to go out 4 or 5 times to get one just bait fishing. And I landed on big, giant swim baits, 3 on my first trip. Very lucky. Luckily, the people I was with were dialed in and knew what they were doing. But man, that was a crazy, unreal experience. I hooked into one probably over a couple 100 pounds, my first one. And the thing starts doing like crazy cartwheels, like just 50 feet in front of the boat. And my buddy, I'm like, "Dude, you think we can land this?" He's like, "If you had like 3 hours, this fish ain't even gonna let you even have a chance." And we're using 90-pound fluorocarbon leaders, dude. And like 5 minutes in, snaps off, comes back, just a mango leader. I'm like, "Oh my God," my heart was racing, my arms were pumped out, and he's like, "You ready to land one now?" Dude, if you fight 2 tarpon in a day, like you're ready to go home. Like, no joke. Yeah. Those things pull so hard, dude. They never stop. Yeah. And if they do stop, they're catching their air. They turn into the current and they're breathing to where when you do pull on them again, they go full power again. So like you're trying to force the fish to do a handstand or jump the whole time so the water's not rushing through their gills. Oh. It's crazy because everybody in the boat's like, "Handstand, make it do a handstand, make it jump, make it do a handstand." Like, we're not going to land it. Pull harder. I'm like, dear God, this is not a bass.
This is the thing now. People's got to go. They got to go YouTube and Google tarpons. It's pretty intense. Like, I couldn't even imagine it. Like, holy cow! Like the fight, how long the fight is. You get exhausted. Like you just said, you catch 2, done for the day.
Yeah. So the U.S. product developer for Savage Gear America is Jose Chavez, one of my good buddies, living over there in Tampa. And when I go in town and visit Jose, and we're going over new products and designing stuff, like I help develop all of the new Savage Gear America's products. And when I go over there, we don't leave until like 10 o'clock at nighttime, and we go out under the overpasses on the highways, and we fish the lights for tarpon. The freeway is literally like 3 feet over our head, and we're throwing giant baits like rah, rah, and the giant tarpon are in the lights, and they're around the bridge columns. Dude, it's freaking crazy. And they have this type of plankton that glows to where when your line touches it, it goes wink, and it looks like a laser beam. So you have to use lighter diameter line, and you don't want to move your line fast. Otherwise, the tarpon see it light up and they get scared and swim away.
Wow.
It's bioluminescence. It's the craziest thing. You're driving like at midnight in the blackness, okay? And then you look behind, it looks like someone's running over glow sticks the whole time behind your boat.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's surreal, dude.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Man, that's insane. So all this, man, that's like companies like that you work with now that, you know, you help develop and everything. What is, I guess you say your brand and everything, right? Because you kind of build your brand. There you go. You can talk about that a little bit. Like, what are you all involved in? Like, can you explain a little bit? And how do you even get involved? So someone like me or anybody who wants to get involved in the fishing industry. So if somebody was like wanted to get into the fishing industry, you know, business wise and everything, what do you recommend, and how did you get started and everything?
So I'll tell you the key nowadays. There's a million people making YouTube videos. I'm not going to tell you to not go out there and make YouTube videos. If you want to watch yourself fish, go for it and do it. And that may end up being your path. What I'm really going to tell you is you need to go to fishing trade shows is what you need to go, and exhibit shows. And stay avid in the fishing industry, get involved in the tournament industry as like a co-angler, get to know people involved in this industry. Believe it or not, it's actually a relatively small industry in all of fishing. Believe it or not, you know, it's everybody knows each other. I'll tell you what, just making YouTube videos and just being an avid fisherman, really, that's not the way. I'll tell you what, it's not. You got to go to these fishing trade shows. You got to go to fishing exhibits. You got to get to know the guys. It helps to know guys in the tournament industry because, you know, some of them will work with different companies that manufacture baits and stuff. So you'll get to know the right people. But I'm telling you what, this is an industry of who you know, and you got to be likable. Don't come across as a douche. Don't be like me. No, I was kidding. No, you got to be likable. You got to be friendly with the guys there. You got to go talk about the products, and you got to see them pretty often, you know, and like, so they'll get to know you. You got to become familiarized. And then when you do talk to the guys, be like, hey, check out my content, or, hey, I you know, fish a lot of local tournaments out here. I really like your guys' products, and get to know who's in charge of that, and let them make the decision to give you a deal or send you some baits. And that's just how it happens. You got to befriend the companies that work in this industry. And this is not a white collar industry by any means. It's this blue collar. And these are all good old boys. You know, every time I go to a trade show, we're going out, we're eating steaks, we're having a good time, we're cracking jokes. These are all good people. And, you know, that's even the path I've taken with my career now in this industry is I will only work for companies that I believe in. I've walked away from a few different companies. I just didn't like the people running the companies. And now the companies I'm involved with, I get like direct feedback. I get hands-on. I'm on the product development team for Savage Gear. The president over there, I'm good friends with. The product developer, I'm good friends with. The videographer, I'm good friends with. Like, they're just good people. The headbanger guys, they all live in Sweden, and I got to know them. They flew out here and we went fishing together. We hung out, and they're good people. They teach me how to say dirty jokes in Swede, you know, and I teach them how to say, you know, filthy English bad words. And it's just, you know, it's that guy stuff. It's that bonding, man. If these guys weren't cool, I wouldn't work with them. I really wouldn't, guys. I would just auction off fun fishing trips on my Facebook and just do it like that. I don't have to work with these companies. I'm just interested. I like what these companies are doing. I like the new products they're developing. I'm fascinated. I like going to fish with them in their countries or their part of the United States. And it's just, they became friends of mine. And this is why I'm working with a lot of these companies. And if it's a company who didn't have the angler's interest in mind or best interest in mind, I would be looking for an exit. I really would. Be who you are and get to know people. There's a million people. I'll tell you right now, my company, StixFishing, is my rods. I'll talk about this in a minute. What you guys should know is every single day, we probably get 10 to 20 messages of people saying, hey, can we get free fishing rods? I fish my local tournaments. And trust me, I would love to send every one of those people free fishing rods, but unfortunately, I have to pay for them. I'm not rich. I fish for a living. I do all right. And it's like, I tell these guys, I can't do that. I can't afford to do that. I'll go follow you on your social media and I'll check it out. And some of these are really great people. Some of these are really great guys. But the more often I see these guys, or they buy a rod and they tag me and they go, I liked it for this action. I see that. And I see they have invested interest. And guess what I'll do now and then? I will go send them a code to give them a rod. And I will pay for that. I pay for that because I see they have invested interest. They're making themselves active. Be a doer, not a talker, is what I'm getting at. Be a good person, show what you're capable of, and companies will recognize as long as you communicate to us and open up lines of conversation. And that's really what it comes down to. And this is actually coming back to my fishing rod, StixFishing, StixFishing.com. When it came to fishing rod companies, I'll be honest, like I used to do stuff with iRod and stuff in the past, and Matt Newman's a great guy. But I had my own vision of how I wanted to start rods. So I'm not throwing anybody under the bus here, but nobody ever made a complete set of rods for bass fishing to be multi-purpose. Like it's all like technique specific. It's like this lure, this rod, this lure, this rod. And I traveled the country, sometimes out of the country. Dude, I probably still own over a couple hundred rods, no joke. It's excessive. And when I started traveling all over outside of my state, I said, well, I need more versatile setups that I can do a variety of stuff with. I'll bring extra line or a couple different reels with other stuff spooled on it, but I needed versatility. And I told my buddy Travis Moran, who was the host of Lucky Tackle Box at the time, been on all these TV shows. He's the host of FLW Fishing. I said, I want to start a company where we make so many rods that are versatile, that can do everything, and make it a superior rod that we only sell online, direct to customers, to where we can keep the cost down. And he's like, okay, dope, I'm in. What are you talking about? He was like, all right, let's do that. So I said, okay, I want to make like 8 of the most versatile rods. So I made 8, and I'm like, I think I can get it down to 7, right? So then I'm like, I change everything else, spend a bunch of money. And he goes, dude, if you can make it 6, so we can have 6 sticks. So sticks is synonymous with 6 versatile rods. That would just be insanely sick. And we'll color code them. We'll put the scale on the rods, and we'll make a superior rod, and we'll sell them for $100 a piece. So we did it after me breaking the bank. Very risky. I literally spent almost 3 years developing the 6 most versatile bass fishing rods you can own. And because you had to do every single technique, you had to use every single bait. It had to be specific to the time of year. I needed to be able to do everything, to where I had to have the rods for almost 3 full years to make sure the seasons and the style of baits I was fishing were consistent to where I wanted the rods. Like that's how much R&D went into these things. And then I realized, like, shipping from our company and the tubing, the packaging ended up costing me a lot. So I said, I came back to Travis, my business partner. I said, dude, what if we sold all 6 for $500? That's less supplies we have to send, and we can package the full set at the same time. And he's like, well, that's also passing them on a hell of a savings. And I said, dude, let's do it. We're making a little bit of money from it. It's good. We can keep the business rolling and growing. Our margins are small. We have very few people in the company. We employ like 8 people total. So we did it. I said 6 rods for $500. These rods are all worth $200 a piece. Compare them to any $200 rod in the store. They're superior. In every single way. I made these suckers so badass. It's freaking epic, man. I can never go back now. It's like, even if the company didn't do good, I would have to like buy my own supply and just never go back.
But that's the thing about fishing poles, man. It's not like you're gonna buy it you know what I'm saying? They last for years. If you maintain them and you take care of them, they'll last you lifetimes. Actually,
Clean them.
Clean them.
I don't clean my rods.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you guys. You guys clean your rods? What?
Hell no.
Oh.
Man, someone's got too much time on their hands over here, bro.
I don't do that.
Man, me neither. I don't do that.
I don't know.
I guess he doesn't fish enough.
Hello.
Hey. Come on, man. I try.
In the comment section, once again, weak.
Oh man, it's been awesome, man. Appreciate this, man. You got anything else for Nick, Kit? I mean, it's like I kind of want you whenever you have free time to come back again and just enlighten us about you and business and life, man. Because this is it's been a good time, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys are good people, man. It's fun hanging out. I'm having a good time.
Yeah. All I got is so what is next for Nick, the informative fisherman? Where can people get a hold of you? You know, like how do they get a hold of your rods? Things like that.
Yeah, for my rods, it's StixFishing.com, StixFishing.com. It's StixFishing on all the social media. My show is Informative Fisherman. I'm on Instagram, TikTok now. I actually did that, got 50,000 followers heck of fast. I don't even know why. I think it was because me screwing around on there the whole time actually helped. And then my informativefisherman.com, my Facebook's growing way faster than my YouTube, which is funny. We had the two in 2019. We had the two top comedy fishing videos. I don't know if you guys ever watched Tip Town or Get the Net.
I have not.
Was that the one that was that your friend or your brother? That
everybody thinks he's my brother. That's my buddy Matt Frazier. We look like each other, but he's got a goatee, so people call him Evil If because he's got the goatee.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's like a little comedy sketch. I think that was pretty good.
So I have because you asked me about comedy earlier. So we have I've wrote over 200 comedy scripts, and for fishing stuff I want to do, but this whole virus thing is kind of keeping me back from filming a lot of this. So there's going to be a ton of comedy coming up, guys. A ton of good instructional. I'm spending time hanging out with guys on podcasts and stuff, just having a blast. I will share, when I share techniques, it's in full on detail. I'm not giving basics anymore. I'm not going to do generic tutorials anymore. They're going to be advanced level stuff. You're going to get every single detail you never even heard of about techniques on my videos. I do not care how many subscribers I get anymore. That is not important to me. I am not a view whore. I am not a social media whore. I'm just a dude who loves fishing and wants to share it with the rest of the world. That's it, man.
I think at the end of the day, that's the reason why you're successful, because you're doing it for all the right reasons, man. So
yeah, so much. I love fishing.
Exactly. Hey, I feel you, man. I can't wait till the kids, at least my two youngest, are a little bit bigger, so I can get out a little bit more. To do what you guys
girls,
do,
man.
Yeah. It's life, man. It's all good. It's a blessing.
It is, man. Enjoy it.
Love it.
They're gonna grow up fast on you, man. Enjoy it.
I hear you, man. So, thank you so
much,
much,
gentlemen. I've had a blast, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
all
it
the knowledge
fun,
and everything. We got to do it again, and then we got to make sure you get your ass on the ice with us, man.
All right, I'll try to brave it out.
All right.
This is gonna sound a little cliche, but it was informative.
It's been real. It's been fun, but it hasn't been really fun. I'm just playing. All right, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
All right.
And sounds like there's a raccoon trying to get my shop right now. But fish the co-angler side, dude. I'm like, I thought he was coming in on me.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that. They keep trying to call me.
Importante.
Oh my God.
This guy's too popular.
Too popular.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, it's all good.
I'm sure it's gonna come again. So if it happens, I'm gonna hang up and tell him I'll call him right back. So just bear with me here. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not gonna pull.
All right. I'm gonna go take a piss.
Right. You can edit this part out, right?
Yeah.